Okay, Ryan, I've got my screw gun here and I'm very excited because my Quik Drive has just arrived and I'm ready to start saving time and my lower back on screwing things into wood. And we've got some very clear instructions, but for the viewers at home, let's do it visually and let's show them how to put this thing together.
Perfect. The first thing we want to do is connect the extension pole to the screw gun here. And the way we do it, grab it on the end, spin it around and mesh these two together. So just click it into place, like that. Do up the screw here, reverse thread on this one, make sure you get that right, till it's in nice and tight. And the way you know it's together right is if this tab here and the extension pole, there's very limited gap down the bottom, so you know that's in perfectly there.
Great. Right. And you were fitting that in there. There's a series of cog mechanisms in there, and you'll feel it click into place. That's why you're sort of moving it around a little bit until you feel it moving into place.
If we have a look inside, you can sort of see the cogs there, and those sort of cogs have to line up with this.
Easy.
So that means that it can fit in any position around the outside, for left-handed, right-handed, or just to make it comfortable.
Beautiful. I'm a lefty.
So find the right location, slot it in, and then do it up tight from there.
And you reverse thread again.
That's it. That's the first step.
Yep.
The next step here is to load up the mandrel that runs through the end.
Mandrel.
This is a key feature to the Quik Drive system. This one here allows for replacement square drive bits to be put into the end. So you're never going through these main shafts here, just replacing the square drive where required.
Beautiful.
That square drive there will just slot in, ball bearing mechanism.
That's quick.
Nice and tight, and pulls out pretty easily. Just lines it up, clicks it in place like that. Once you've got that one there on, you want to connect the collated head. Now again, this will fit in any position around the outside. Usually line up this piece here with a handle at the back.
Okay.
So slide this directly over the top and just slam it on until it clicks into place.
Don't need to be gentle.
Don't need to be gentle, slam it in, and once it doesn't come back out again, it's right to go.
Away you go.
So that's it up there. Then when we want to load the screws, you want to have a look at the screws there. One side's got a pointy side, the other side's got a tail side.
Got a tail, yep.
And that pointy side there wants to go through the hole at the end here. So that's just a matter of sliding it up through the bottom there, and it clicks into place. That's fairly straightforward for that one.
Too easy, I reckon that took about a minute at the most. So that's a very easy system to use. You can pack it away when you're not using it as well. So put it in a small box in the shed when you're not using it, or in the garage, for people who say fancy words. Now, Ryan, one of the other features of the Quik Drive system is embedment depth and the adjustability that we have here too to get the exact same every time. So you get a nice finish on your boards. Just show me how that works and what makes that happen on this system.
Yeah, this is a depth adjustment here, and that works by sliding this mechanism in the upper position, and that'll allow it to slide back and forth. For most applications, you want to put the screws well below the surface, but for decking application, these tiny little increments will allow 0.25 millimetre adjustment for each embedment depth.
That is incremental.
I like that.
Now, Ryan, upon first look at this tool, people don't know there is a tool within the tool that helps you remove the square drive bit. Do you want to show us that?
Absolutely, I'll run you through it. So on the inside here, to release the top, push down on this silver clip here and slide that directly out from there. Detach this collated head from the extension pole. Inside we'll remove the mandrel, just like this. Now we've got a square drive piece in the end of here, and these change once every 1,000 odd screws. So we want to remove this piece here. If you grab the collated head and you locate Simpson Strong-Tie and Quik Drive, and you flip this over, you'll notice there's a tool in the back here. This slides out and allows you to access a small hole in the top here, little cutout. Now that little cutout there pops into the bottom and pops the little square.
Beautiful. Out. So you never lose that tool, do you? You're on site and you never lose that, so you can always perform this on the fly.
Absolutely.
Excellent. What about with putting that back in? So say I've got my brand new bit here. How do we get that back in there? Is there a trick to it?
Yeah, the easiest way for this one, you'll notice there's a retaining ring down the bottom here. This is what holds the square drive bit into the end of the mandrel. So if you basically pop that over the top there, so you can see the retaining ring. If you give it a jiggle just below the surface so you can't, it'll ensure that it doesn't jam up. And if you spin this back upside down, give it a click, that'll pop it back inside.
So don't be afraid to add a little bit of pressure there and it'll just sit in there just nicely.
Give it a click down, away you go. It's that easy. Put it back together, slide it in, and pop the collated head back over.
So lastly too, there's a very specific technique here to use this product as well.
Yes.
Now I know that this is one of those things that makes the product work 101% properly. And I would say with this, there's a little bit of training to be done for someone, but it's not hard.
No.
So you're a little bit ahead of the curve where this product actually innovates in the way it actually drives screws, but it actually brings in a slightly new technique for people to use. So Ryan, let's look at the correct way or the optimal way of using this tool. We get a few people saying, oh, I can't get it to quite sit right or drive properly and blah, blah, blah. But we turn around and say to them, there is a proper way of doing this. So let's run through that.
Great. There's the three main things you need to know about using this tool. The first one is the hand position, and it does vary from any other power tool most guys have used. Generally, they pick it up with a trigger finger on the trigger.
Naturally.
And the hand on the handle, like you'd expect to. With this one, it's more like a plastering gun or screw gun, where the hand moves all the way up over the front. So you've got a nice straight drive through your arm all the way down to keep the alignment of the tool. That means it's going to keep it on path all the way through the process. Feels a little bit funny to start with, but you get used to it quite quickly. And on the underside, use your little finger as the trigger finger, or even just lock the tool on completely so it's continuously running. It's the best way to work with that one. The next thing we need to realise as well is, unlike impact drivers on narrow guns, where you're going to push down and then fire off, with this one here, there's a bit of wiggle room at the top. We want to make sure the trigger is fully compressed before we put any pressure down. That'll just ensure that the tool's at full speed and full power through the entire process. The last thing we need to keep in mind as well is it's quite easy to bump this back into reverse, and it's not going to work in reverse. So just make sure it's in forward and you won't have any problems.
Very easy and very tiny things to remember, and you're away, and I can imagine this becoming very second nature for anyone who uses this all the time.
After half a box of screws, it's going to feel like second nature. So forward motion, hand position and full revs, and you can't go wrong.